Jews are indigenous to the state of Israel, to Judea.
Personally, I already think it's very embarrassing trying to justify the oppression and the unaliving and the ethnic cleansing of millions of people for over 70 years with a religious book. But not gonna lie, it's even more embarrassing when you look at said religious book and you see that what they are saying is not even accurate. The Torah, the religious book of the Jews, says that Abraham was the first Jew, and Abraham was from Mesopotamia. Modern-day Mesopotamia would be Iraq, not Israel. And then if you keep reading your actual religious book, you will see that God then said to Abraham to go to this specific, piece of land and take it. And when he arrived there were already people there. The indigenous people of that land were there. So no, it is not a historical fact that Jewish people were indigenous to Palestine. So Jewish people migrated there. They were not indigenous to Palestine. And another thing which is also in your religious book is that the way Abraham was instructed to take on that land was to get rid of the indigenous people of said land. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the indigenous people back then, they migrated to the place that we now know as Lebanon. And if you look at Lebanese DNA, you will see that it shares a lot of similarities with Palestinian DNA, something that also occurred in that area because Palestinian people are actually indigenous to that area. And no, by saying that, I don't mean that, Jewish people should not be in that place because, they're not indigenous to that place, according to their own, religious book. I am saying that don't try to justify unaliving people with a book and migrating somewhere because your book says so is one thing, but then unaliving people for it so you can stay there where they have to leave because you're saying, I have this claim on this piece of land that is now mine. Even though if we look at your ancestry, a lot of you guys will be European. It's absolutely incomprehensible in my mind. I'm sorry to tell ya. And then you're also saying that Zionism is the only movement that, saved Jewish people from discrimination, but then not saying that the way that Zionists achieved that in Israel is by literally getting rid of a lot of other people. That's not a movement, that's unaliving and destruction and hurt and pain and blood. But as long as it's not your blood, you're okay with that. And the way you know that she does not actually care about what her religious book says, something she should care about, is that she has not responded. Many people have called her out. Her comments are full of people educating her, but she doesn't care. She doesn't. And that's the issue with Zionism, that they don't follow, accurate religion. They are just following their own belief system, that they are, superior than other people and they should have a piece of land because they just say they have a claim on it, even though they don't. Not historically, not, religiously or any type of way. They have been weaponizing a religion that many people care dearly about for decades now, and nobody's doing a single thing. When the first settlers arrived in Palestine, they were welcomed with open arms. People wanted them there. That is not the issue that Jewish people were in Palestine or Israel or whatever you want to call it. The issue is what then happened to Palestinian people who opened their arms to the settlers that went through so much.